Hey everyone, welcome again to another Dimension X digital toy review. And I have here in front of me the new NECA Godzilla King of the Monsters version 2 Godzilla, the Atomic Blast, Atomic Breath, whatever you want to call it. And perfect time to look at it because today King of the Monsters came out on Blu-ray and DVD. I picked up a copy here, and so before we jump into the review, I'm going to kind of do a little bit of an update. So one of my not the last video, but like the video before that, I said I was going to do a giveaway with a digital copy of Avengers Endgame when I got to 100 subscribers. However, I think that was a little overzealous because I definitely have gained some, and I thank everyone again for doing that. However, I think I'm going to actually bump that up because we're almost at 75, which is pretty cool, and I think I'm going to speed up that giveaway, and so when I get to 75 subscribers, then I'll give away a copy of Avengers Endgame on digital, and because this came out today and came with the digital copy, when I reach 100, I'll do another drawing and give away a copy of King of the Monsters. So, like and subscribe, comment, and you're entered into the giveaway. Again, existing subscribers are eligible. All you have to do is be a subscriber, leave me a comment, and you'll get into the drawings for either both of these movies. If you don't win this one, then you might win this one. So again, like and subscribe. 75 followers or subscribers, sorry, and I give away Endgame. 100, and I give away King of the Monsters. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, guys. So anyways, back to the figure. This is the version 2. We already had the standard Godzilla a few months ago, and it was a great looking figure. The sculpt detail was a huge improvement over the 2014 version. This one is the Atomic Breath version, so it's going to have a little bit different paint job. It's going to come with an Atomic Breath accessory, and this one I've been looking forward to for a while. So let's jump right in at the packaging. You have a really nice picture of Godzilla on here. Like, I really like this picture, and it's a little more, I don't know, it looks cooler than the one on the standard version. The standard version has, like, it's kind of a close-up of his face, like, it doesn't show the scale of him. This one does. This is a really cool picture. Same Monsterverse kind of like steel border artwork. On the sides it says the measurements and the accessories. So we have 12-inch head to tail as usual, hinged jaw and blast accessory, and over 25 points of articulation. And we got some promo shots on the back. And you'll see that the Atomic Blast accessory is a little bit different than the ones from the past. So I'm looking forward to taking a look at that. Again, it does have the integrated hanger, which has been damaged. So you inbox collectors probably aren't liking these things too much. I've seen a lot of those damaged on the shelf and from shipping alone. So let's see, open them up to display. Here's our first look at the figure. Paint job already looks pretty damn cool, and we'll take a closer look at that when I get them open. And here's a nice promo shot there with the eyes look kind of like they're glowing, which I feel is a little I think they don't glow, so I think that's a little weird. However, I was talking to someone at a comic shop about this, and they said that they put it under a black light that they use to test for counterfeit bills, and they said it actually lights up really nice under some black light. I wish I had a little portable one. If I would have planned a little better, I probably could have. So let's open them up and take a look. All right. And oh, here he is. You got 2 clamshells stuffed in here. So the Atomic Blast comes with this kind of like impact crater or like energy blast thing. So that's pretty cool. We haven't seen that before with the NECA versions. Figure itself, tail is detached as usual. Plus you have the Atomic Breath here. So let's make life easy and clip this off and get him out of this. I really like the Atomic Breath versions they do for these figures. The 2001 I have, and we'll look at that too. And that is, it's just kind of a cool little extra feature, you know. Kind of brings the figures to life a little bit, and just kind of adds that little something, you know. Hold on, I'll clip in here. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Alright, so here's our Atomic Breath. It looks a lot like the standard one, but this one's a lot more rigid. The other ones are a little more rubbery. This one's nice and stiff, and it's a lot lighter too. So let's set that down. Let's get his tail. Ooh, the articulation of the tail's nice. I forgot how nice the articulation was in the new versions. Alright, so let me get the clamshell out of the way. Let's pop his tail on, and then we'll take a good long look at the figure itself. Give me a sec, you know how these things usually go. We have not had to resort to hot water yet, and I'm not about to start now. Alright, there we go. Tail's on. Man, he's a big figure. Okay, let's get him standing. There he is. Here is our Atomic Blast version 2 Godzilla, and he looks pretty damn awesome already. Alright, let's get the accessories over here and we'll take a look. Yeah, look at that paint job. That's really cool. In the new films, like, I mean, he always kind of lights up his dorsal fins, but it's really cool in the new movie. You can kind of see it start here and go up and up and up, and then like he really like gets going. One thing I like about this version over the previous is that the eyes are they're more like white, like they're kind of like, you know, glowy energy eyes. Some of the eyes on the first release, like the standard release, have little pupils on them, and some of those were looking really wonky. So I kind of wish they would have just done no pupils on the standard version too. And so again, his mouth opens up. He has that awesome tongue hanging out in there. It's really, really a nice detail. And I stand by my claim that these NECA King of the Monster versions are toe-to-toe with the SH Monster Arts, which usually is not the case. I mean, usually NECA holds their own pretty well against them, but in this case, I actually really like the paint and the sculpt better on this on the NECA versus the Monster Arts. Let's see. Let's take a nice look at him. Yeah, he's got some really nice coloring in his face there, like around the eyes. Really like that glow effect in there. Really kind of makes the eyes stand out. Love the energy kind of going down his body as well. Like it's almost like, you know, bleeding out into it. And the dorsal fins really, really pop on this, especially with this new paint job. These look really, really great. And the tail is so much more posable than the older Godzilla figures. And we'll even look at the 2001 Atomic Blast version, and we'll really see the difference. But I mean, look at that. This thing, they really stepped it up on these Godzillas. I really, really like these. The only thing, of course, that the Monster Arts is going to have is that one is like specifically designed to have him posed up to where he's like looking up into the sky, shooting his energy off into the air. This one, you're not going to be able to do that. He does not have the posability. These are much more I'm going to say solid, not as in a quality critique, like, oh, these are more solid than the Monster Arts, but they're more bulky. Like the Monster Arts, if you look at them, they're actually pretty hollow on the pieces or under the pieces that they're made from, to allow for them to be really, really posable. And the NECA ones definitely have improved, but they still are not anywhere near as posable. So let's pop that atomic breath in and see how that works. So it looks like there's actually a hole in here for that tongue that's in his mouth. So it's kind of nice they actually thought of that, didn't do anything awkward, and it should hopefully fit a little better than some of the previous atomic breaths. So let's see. Usually there's like kind of a sweet spot as far as which side you should put it in, as far as like where his mouth goes. I think there's like a little bit of an indentation. It's hard to see. There it is. You can see it right here. It looks like that's going to be on the top. So you stick that in his mouth, and it isn't going anywhere. So there you go. That's the standard with the standard accessory, and then you can put this on the ground or against something, and it gives a really, really cool kind of illusion that he's splattering energy around. You can kind of pose it however you'd like. I guess you can find the angle that works best for you, but that's a pretty cool touch. Nice little extra right there. I mean, normally this is all you get, so this is a pretty cool little extra. So yeah, let's set him aside. Let's grab that 2001 and see the difference. All right, let's find him. Alright, so here's one of the previous Atomic Breath versions. And this is the 2001, this is the GMK version. One of my absolute favorite Godzilla designs. I love the look of friggin' All Out Attack Godzilla. It's just such a mean-looking design. Like, normally, I mean, Godzilla is always mean-looking, but, man, when they did this version, they just went for it. You know, like, he was not messing around. and I really do like this figure. Again, you have this nice hinged jaw, really great sculpt. Love the detail in kind of the scales around his mouth, and in the standard version, they really pop out. It has a really great paint job. There's some really nice metallic, kind of like iridescent paint, like on the dorsal fins, and they're actually pretty soft. I think it's because they're kind of more like these are more like kind of like a translucent scale. And then you have this awesome, like, kind of like light reflecting off of his body. And again, like I said, this one, it's a little bit softer than this one, a little bit bulkier, and you can see the difference here. So this one's definitely a straighter beam, almost like the Shin Godzilla Atomic Breath version, while this one has more of a fireball effect, which I want to say is the exact same one as the poster art version from the 56 poster version, which I have, but I don't have his breath out right now. So, but take my word for it, they're like the exact same piece. And again, this one seems to stay in his mouth pretty well, especially with that extra piece that sticks around his tongue and kind of keeps it in place. These ones you kind of have to like really kind of shove into his mouth and kind of hope that the jaw keeps it in place. But again, it has a very heavy front end to where it just kind of wants to drop. So your best bet, I found, especially if you're displaying him, is you're going to put it in his mouth, and then you kind of have him just looking at the ground and just letting him kind of do his thing that way, and then just hope to God it stays there, which it normally does. But yeah, Atomic Breath aside, let's take a look at the difference in the paint job. So on the 2001 version, you can kind of see that the paint is a little bit more kind of like, and a little just more placed, you know what I mean? And every paint job is kind of different. This one I feel is a pretty good one. It's not overly done, and they had some really nice like brights and dark, like light and dark like hues here. But I really do like this color. I like the color on both of them actually. But this one definitely has kind of a, I don't know, it's hard to put it. Hard to describe, but I mean, there's at least 3 different shades of like blue and like bluish green here. This one you're looking at more of a blue and white, and it's a little more standard. And this one, of course, the tail, you can see the paint goes way further down on the new version than it did in the 2001 version. So I mean, all things considered, they're both really great Atomic Breath figures. Now, of course, which one do I prefer? Well, I mean, the GMK version, of course, is amazing, just based on the suit itself. However, this one, I love the paint on it. Let's try to get it standing more naturally. It's kind of bugging me. You know, they say 25 points of articulation, but I mean, you do have it in the feet. The feet down here, you can see he actually does have some ankle articulation. He's got in his knees and his thigh. We've got hand movement, elbow and shoulder, 1, 2 in the neck, 1 in the torso, and a whole lot in the tail. And that's like the big difference right here. So you can see the tail versus this tail. I mean, this one's not bad, but again, we have the rubber tip tail, which they've been moving away from, obviously. But yeah, the older Godzilla figures definitely, like, they have this kind of rubber-ended tail, which isn't bad. I mean, it's definitely posable, and it can free up some shelf space. Thank God. These things are hard to display on a shelf without taking up tons of room. But this one, I mean, this is a huge improvement. It's pretty much jointed all the way until the last like 1.5 inches. So that's really nice. And it gives it kind of a much more rigid look. It gives a bit of a heftier look, in my opinion. So very cool. And again, you know, that's one of the reasons I kind of praise NECA as much as I do, because they're not a company that I feel is complacent in you know, we're doing this good enough, there's no reason to improve. I feel that they are constantly striving to improve, and that goes a long way with me. So, and again, like I said, if you want to display him, you got to kind of let him rest. This one, he's pretty good at it's pretty good at staying rigid. That's not bad. But yeah, this is another really great King of the Monsters version from NECA. And again, I really like this paint job, you know. And I mean, there's a lot of nice little subtle detail in it. Like you can kind of see like right here, there's still some light reflecting out of him, and I just really love the way it bleeds out, and I really like the lighter color here, really bringing out the detail of the dorsal fins. Although the standard release dorsal fin paint job was fantastic too, and really did show off the new sculpt. Because again, they did resculpt this. This isn't just the same 2014 figure. They did a full new sculpt on it, and really went for it as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, not bad at all. I really am looking forward to getting the burning version, the version 3. I don't think we're going to see that for a couple months, just because, obviously this one just came out, so they want people to buy this one first, and then we'll get the burning version, which I'm looking forward to. And then they are re-releasing the 94 versus Destroyer. I think it's 93, right? 93. They're re-releasing that one in the big box and the Ultimates box or whatever. As far as I know, it's the exact same figure, although I've heard some people saying that the tail is different and there might be like some paint like improvements or something like that. I don't know, we'll see. Part of me wants to pick it up just so I can finally have the Destroyer version. I did have one. It went off in a trade along with my other GMKs, which I still regret to this day. But I do not think I will ever be able to find a good deal on one of the Monster Arts Burning Godzillas. They are insanely expensive, and there's just no way I could justify owning one. I'm already struggling to justify buying the Monster Arts King Ghidorah, which thankfully isn't too hard to get right now. So I'm on the fence. I really want it, but you know how it is. Life comes through, and you just got bills and responsibilities, so can't keep buying toys all the time as much as we all wish we could. So anyways, enough of that. But I highly recommend this one, especially if you maybe if you didn't get the first version. I say if I say get both of them if you have the shelf space for them. It's one of the reasons I don't have my last one. It went off in a trade for some other stuff, but I knew this version and the burning version were coming out, so if I had to pick between the three so far, I'd say this one is the winner until I at least see the burning version. So yeah, really cool little package here. I love this impact accessory it comes with. I think it's a really nice touch, and really cool of them to throw that in. So I guess that about does it for these. Again, highly recommend picking up any of these King of the Monsters figures. At least the Godzillas, like I said. Mothra, not my favorite. Probably one of the more disappointing figures I've had in the last couple years. And then the Rodan, which was better than the Mothra, but still, unless you're building a diorama, there's so many better Rodans out there. There's a PX a Garage Toys PX version that is just incredible, and a local shop of mine has it. But it's definitely a pricier figure. It's somewhere around $150, and I want to get it. I want it super bad, but I'm waiting. I really want to get King Ghidorah first, because I think he's a little more worth the money. So yeah, that about does it, guys. Again, 75 subscribers will give away Endgame. 100 subscribers will give away King of the Monsters. And let me. I did another model kit. There we go, just for fun. So I've shown a couple of those Star Wars kits I've done. I did the Scout Trooper and the bike, and then the standard Stormtrooper, like both battle damage versions. And I kind of wanted to change of pace before I moved on to my next Star Wars model. And I really like this Gundam. It's the RX-77-2 gun cannon, and it's just kind of like a grunt trooper. But I just really liked his design. I like the shoulder cannons. I really like his mask. It kind of reminded me of like kind of like a Sentai, like a definitely, I mean, obviously it's Gundam, so it's probably from the 70s anyways, but I really like this design. And so I picked up this kit. It was like $15, and then I spent like 3 times that on paint. But I'm really happy with it. It came out pretty cool, and I really like this little jetpack on his back. And I tried to do a little bit of weathering. I didn't want him to be super grimy like my Stormtroopers. I wanted to kind of retain a little bit more of that animated look, but I definitely wanted to make him look like he'd been through some stuff. So give him a little bit of some rust coloring on his metal. So the metal, I did a base coat of what was it, the Tamiya, what was it, metallic gray, and then I did a gunmetal buff on the top of that, and then I did some rust on there as well. I recently learned how to do the sponge chipping technique, but at this scale, I mean, he's really small. I mean, he's only, you know, what is that, about 5 inches or so. He's a smaller guy, so I didn't want to busy him up too much. I already got, like, you know, I already tried to fit as much detail as I could with kind of the weather on like the weathering on the edges and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go too nuts with him. I think he looks good enough as he is. So but yeah, just another cool little model kit. And like I said, guys, if you're looking for a little bit of a change of pace in your collection, or you want to get a figure that's more like something that is perfect in your brain, start picking up some of these models, you know, Gundam models, Star Wars, whatever. Bandai makes these incredible kits, and when they're all done, and you know, they really pop, you know, they look really nice, and of course they're fully posable, so you can put them however you want. But I've been having a great time with them. So definitely, like I said, you want a little bit of a change of pace, or, you know, kind of want to expand a little further into the figure kind of hobby. This I highly recommend. I mean, I whipped him up. I could have finished him in one day, but I ended up having to wait because I picked up some brush on yellow and white paint, and they looked terrible because the metal and the red I did spray paint, like airbrush aerosol paint, and it came out so nice that when I tried to hand paint the smaller parts, it looked so bad. So I actually went back, got other paint. This is actually a pearl white, and this is oh, I can't remember, something yellow. It's like a kind of a brighter yellow, which of course then I muddied up with a black wash, so it doesn't matter anyways. But really happy with the result. So yeah, give a model kit a try or two, guys, if you haven't already. They're a lot of fun. So again, thanks again for watching, guys. Thank you so much for the likes and the subscribes. It's awesome seeing the channel grow, you know, as slowly as it is. But again, you know, I'm glad that people who are actually subscribing are staying subscribers, and people who are actually into this stuff. You know, it's not, you know, we're not buying subscribers and views and stuff like that. You know, I really appreciate like the genuine interest that everyone is showing. So yeah, subscribe. I want to give away those movies, guys. So let's get that going. And again, NECA version 2 Godzilla King of the Monsters, Atomic Breath, Atomic Blast, whatever you want to call this guy, very highly recommended. Fantastic paint, really nice posability, really sturdy feeling, got some nice heft, has this fantastic new tail that they've been doing on the newer figures, and this really nice Atomic Breath accessory. So pick this guy up if you're interested in him. Highly recommend it. So all right, guys, again, thank you again for all the support. Happy hunting and take care.